Hello and welcome back to the 2024 Formula 4 Saudi Arabia Gulf Prix of Kuwait. Of course, this is Aaron Thompson coming to you live now for race 4 of the season, and I'm joined as always by Luca Philippe.
Hello, Aaron.
Hey Luca, now let's quickly jump down to Marcello Puglisi so that we can get out just in time for the open pit lane.
Here we are back on the grid, Formula 4 Saudi Arabia. This race will start with the result of the qualifying. So we are going to the pole sitter of this race from UAE, Federico Arifai. Okay, so Federico, here we are. It's the last race of the weekend. You have done really good pace in quali. You had already one win on this race. So how is going to be this race for you?
I'm hoping I can keep the lead on the first couple of laps and then keep a strong pace and hopefully pull away.
Okay, Federico, so it's going to be a really long race like the third one, and what do you think about the management of the tire?
I'll definitely have to think a lot about the tires, because we have seen towards the end of the race always a lot of degradation. So I'll try and do my best to save the tires as much as I can.
Okay, thank you and good luck. Okay, going on for Suleiman and Zamfari, that had a really strong pace through all the testing so far, and he's starting for P2. So Suleiman, you were really strong through all the testing so far. You had already won one, so you had really another chance to go for the win. What do you think will be the management of the tire the key, or you will try straight away to go for it?
My aim is to make a good start, try to pass him at the start, then build the gap and be consistent and look forward and push and never give up.
Okay, thank you, Suleiman. Good luck. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the race.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marcello, and as you can tell, we're just about to get back on track here for this, the final race of the first event in the inaugural season of the Formula 4 Saudi Arabia Championship, coming to you live now from Kuwait Motor Town. In just a second, we'll be underway at 14:42. The pit lane is supposed to open, and it is ticking over to 14:42 just as we speak. As always, Luca and I are sitting on the edge of our seat. I'm sometimes jumping off of it, and he's laughing at me exactly for that. Luca, last race of the event. Tires are going to be the end of their lives. What are we going to see happening on track? Because this is a standard grid with the fourth fastest lap times from qualifying, setting the starting positions.
Yeah, like we discussed over the weekend, everybody, all the drivers were able to do their strategies with their engineers. So somebody will have fresher tires because they saved a better set for this race. Especially we have the top three that I know they kept a fresh set for today. But the top four, top four, all of them, they have a very good set of tires. While in the rest of the pack, we might have some other drivers that they are sort of matching tires from their best set, because here you can also, between the height tires we have, so the two sets, you can also start matching and swapping tires left to right, because this is a bit of a unusual anti-clockwise track. I say unusual because let's say in Europe and Asia, generally speaking, the circuits are clockwise, but there are also amazing circuits with anti-clockwise, like Imola, for example, or Turkey in Istanbul, for example. But most of the circuits are clockwise. This one is anti-clock, so you are using more the tires on the right-hand side, which is your outside tire, where you lean most of the time in the corners, where you have most of the forces. So you also try and manage the wear to try to keep it even from right to left. So the engineers, they're being a bit of an exercise in trying and keeping the best tires they can for all four races.
That makes a lot of sense, Luca. I mean, everything you say makes a lot of sense. You're the expert here. You're the driver coach together with Luca Allen and Marcello Gussi, rounding out our driver coaching team. A lot of experience between all three of you. Luca, you've made it all the way up to GP2, and now you're an official test driver with various people I'm not allowed to tell everyone about. And Marcello as well is equally impressive. He's a GP2 driver, so it's fantastic to see them back here coming with us. Of course, Luca, an ex-driver of ours as well. So now we're back into the circuit guide one more time, last time for the race weekend. Luca, can you talk us through what we're going to see on track?
Really fast section to start with, then turn 2 is an overtaking places, then 3, 4, the corkscrew going down the hill, turn 6, the longest of the circuit, and then from 7 to 15 is this super quick. We have a multiple apex corner, and then 18, 19 is flat out. You have to try and get a slipstream once you arrive in turn 20, which is an airpin going down the hill, which is also an overtaking spot for this 5.6 kilometers racetrack. Amazing circuit.
Amazing indeed, and it seems like every corner is an overtaking corner here with our young drivers. And speaking of our young drivers, let's have a quick look at the starting grid. First row, Federico Alrafai, Solomon Zanfari, repeat of the first race, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens between these two young drivers in the white and orange cars, the number 10 and the number 52. Just behind them, Kutzkov, Krill, and Oscar Wirtz. I think this is Krill's highest starting position so far, so this is going to be his chance to get his first race win of the season. I'm sure he's looking exactly at that. Oscar Wirtz, Petrovic Andrich, Faisal Al-Kabani, Omar Al-Durain, Sagar Al-Mashaj, Jean-Charles Borobio, and Amna Al-Kabasi round out the top 10 of the cars on the grid. All drivers had a fantastic weekend so far, and I'm looking forward to see what they can do for us in this race. And speaking about this race, it looks like everybody's lining up in their positions now. But just before we get to the start, let's have a quick look at the final 4 entries. Hamda Al-Kabasi, Abdullah Al-Kabasi, Abdulaziz Abu Zanada, and Laura Villas. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens between the brother and sister on the second last row of the grid. Now, without any further ado, let's get to the start of the race. Is this the start of the race, Luca, or is this the formation lap still?
So we are gonna start for the formation lap. So we see the 2 green lights in the middle of this panel, this lighting panel. So everybody is able to start, warm the tires, and go for this formation lap, and then back to the grid.
Is the purpose of the formation lap just to warm up the tires, or is there a special purpose that we're unaware of?
So by basically the FIA, what we call a reconnaissance lap is the lap that goes from the pre-grid to the grid, and like you know, the word itself, it's the way to understand what is the condition and the grip of the circuit. So from the pre-grid up to the grid, then you can understand what are the conditions. Of course, you know, today it has been quite consistent, but we have to think that there will be different racetrack in a different meteo condition, where you might find water on track, or dust, or any sort of different condition that is important for the driver to understand and have a read. So after that, then from the grid, then you have a proper formation lap, which is actually crucial for the formation itself of the race grid. So you have to stay within the pack in a very tight group, with the leader dictating the pace, and then when the group is back again compacted before the last corner, then you all stop on their grid box and get ready for the start. So this is more the time that you have to finalize the warm-up of the tires. So this is why normally the leader starts the formation lap with like a speeding up with a fast pace, but then towards the end of the lap, the leader starts to slow down in order to compact the group. The leader wants to compact the group because he doesn't want to sit on the first row for too long until the last car has stopped on the grid, just because he doesn't want to, of course, overheat the clutch and the engine and everything. So this is what is normally happening over the course of the lap.
And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we've timed it perfectly with Lucas' segment, and they're coming around turn 20 just now and coming into their grid boxes and doing exactly what the expert has said. They've bunched everybody up to try and get the minimum amount of time on grid as possible. Of course, that advantages everybody, not just the leader. You don't want your car to overheat. You don't want your tires to cool down after all your hard work warming them up on the sighting lap and the formation lap. And you can see now everybody is taking their positions with the number 10 car, the white car of Federico Al-Rafai on the right-hand side of the grid, I believe. Or no, he would be on the right-hand side of the grid, the left-hand side of the grid, sorry, in pole position. And look at this. This is Oscar Wirtz, I believe, in the number 11 car.
What an unlucky weekend for Oscar.
What an unlucky incident there. In any case, here we are, start of the race. In just a moment, all 5 lights will go on, and once they're extinguished, we will be underway. There we are, everybody's revving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, all lights are on, and we are underway. It's a good start there from the number 10 car of... Is that number 10 car, Federico Al-Rafai? Very good start from him, getting away down into turn 1, followed through 1A and 1B. We're too wide there between the yellow and that might be a silver car there, coming on the exit of turn 1B and down the second straight into turn 2.
Ooh, somebody definitely touched the gravel there, and we have Zanfari trying on the outside from Federico Al-Rafai lead.
Oh! Very, very strong move, but it did not pay off for Al-Rafai, and he has wiped out at the end of turn 2, and hopefully he's not going to collide with anybody. And of course the driver's taking avoiding action, and everybody was able to continue through the corner quite fortunately. Around now, down through the sweeping left-hand corner, back to the leaders, and on screen, of course, we have all of the action coming through turn 7 now. We're going to head back to a brief replay just shortly. Here we go. This is a replay of what happened coming into turn 2 between the number 10 car, Federico Al-Rafai, and the orange car, the number 52 car of Solomon Zanfari. Solomon tries to send it around the outside at turn 2. It was an ambitious move, but he just couldn't hold it and spun off into the exit.
Yeah, I mean, it was very brave to try and send it, and here you see he's going backwards because definitely he's trying to reach the clutch, not to stop the engine. Good job, guys, for avoiding him when he was sideways on the track. So all the guys did an amazing job in being ready in order to avoid any possible accident. Yeah, so Federico now is leading, but Kirill Kuskov is really close to him, the number 23.
Yes, indeed, the number 23 has had a fantastic weekend towards the second half of the weekend. At the beginning of the week, he took a little bit of a while to figure out the circuit, but once it clicked in his mind, he got it all going and is pulling it together here in the last race of the first event. Unfortunately, Oscar Wirtz having to leave his car before he can continue. But back onto the track now, we have Solomon Zanfari in the orange number 52 car on the left-hand side of your screens. He's dropped back now into P7, unfortunately just behind Sagar Al-Mashrazi. I'm sure he's going to be trying to charge back up the grid, and just indeed the number 9 car, the orange car on screen just at the moment, that is Abdullah Al-Kabaisi, seems to be trying to make a move on his sister Hamda Al-Kabaisi just ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an eventful start of the race with Oscar Wirtz unable to restart, and Suleiman Zanfari sending it on the outside, trying a really brave move, but unfortunately for him it didn't work out, and he went in the runoff area, and then he lost the grip there with Federico then in the lead. But we also have Kirill Kuskov really close to him. Kirill is really on fire, has been super quick in this beginning of the race.
It looks like some of the drivers coming into the garage now for a quick pit stop. I'm not quite sure why, but on track we still have Andrei Petrovic going around corners 12, 13, 14 at the moment, it looks like. Just behind him, the silver car of Faisal Al-Kabani driving from Saudi. Good first weekend for Andrei Petrovic. Not quite exactly what he wanted, but he was up on the podium several times and he is improving day by day.
Yeah, and Andrei is showing a lot of consistency through the race. So he's also driving smoothly, so it means he is very consistent in this pace. He's not making mistake, and he's being fighting really hard with Suleiman Zanfari in race 3. We've seen fighting him very hard, and he's also very quick towards the end of the race.
Fantastic, and now we're going to come around back down with the number 10 car, Federico Al-Rafai, who is still leading the race in front of Kirill Kutskov in the light blue number 23 car. The leader of the race has just done a 202.757, just behind him a 202.490, so that's a 3/10 of a second advantage to Kirill Kutskov, so he looks like he's going to be able to make a move very soon indeed. He's not even trying for the slipstream down the second straight though, so he's not going to do it this time around. He must be biding his time, and hopefully he's going to make a move in the next few laps. Number 49, and right behind him, number 7, the silver car of Faisal Al-Kamani. A move coming here on the entrance of turn 2. Looks like Faisal got a bit of a better exit, but doesn't manage to make the move stick, and continues behind the 49 car of Andrei Petrovic as they come down through turns 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Faisal has been super quick all weekend. But unfortunately he have had a bit of a contact and he didn't quite had yet the result that he deserves. So this time is really trying hard to gain places, and he's in a solid 5th place, really close to Andrei Petrovic, which has been super quick all over the weekend, and not so far from a potential podium position, because in P3 we have Omar Al-Derayan, which finally he had a clean first lap, and for the moment is doing a fantastic job holding on 3rd place.
A truly fantastic job. He's up on the podium now, and his goal is to win races, and he's making progress every single race, and especially every event as well. I'm sure we're going to see him up on the top step of the podium in 1 week's time when we come back to the Kuwait Motor Race Town.
He is a driver with a lot of talent, and despite his little experience in single-seaters, and I remember him, we were testing in Malaysia, and it was really at the beginning of his Formula experience, and he has a very natural talent, so he's really quick, he has no fear, he's really brave, he can drive the car with a lot of steering wheel opposite lock, which means he can drive sideways as well, so you know, is really talented, has a lot of car control.
I've seen a lot of talent here this weekend, Luca. Is there anybody that's particularly taken your eye?
So I can speak for a long time here, honestly, because we have, for example, the local Kuwaiti driver, because Saker Al-Musherji, he has been phenomenal. He's super young, super talented, and he also has not so much experience, but despite the little experience, he is super quick, consistent in the races, and he had you know, several podiums already, and he hasn't won a race yet, but if he continues like that, he will very soon. Then we have Kirill Kutskov, and now he's in 2nd place, trying to find his way for his first victory, and Kirill is karting OK world champion, so it's something that he speaks for himself. The level of world championship, the world champions. Oh, he had a big moment there, but yeah, he went wide, so just lost a little bit of time, but he still make the time up, because he just lost the car in the middle of the corner. He was a little bit too close to Federico, but just he has to keep his head down and keep digging, let's say, and the race is still long, like 7 laps here in an almost 6 kilometers long circuit is long. So Kirill, like the other drivers that won his title, some of them even became Formula 1 world champions. So when you are a driver at that level in karting, it means for sure you have an amazing amount of talent. We all know that. So he just has to sort of get his experience and smooth a little bit of a sharp angles here and there, and he will be on the top step of the podium very soon.
I think he'll be on the top 7 of the podium very, very soon indeed. And he's going to have another chance in just under 1 week when we're back here in the Kuwait motor town. Back to the track action, we got Federico Al-Rafai out in front where he wants to be in his white number 10 car, and just behind him the number 23 car, the light blue car of Kirill Kutskov, just the man we were speaking about a moment before. Let's have a look at lap times. Last time around a 2:02.641 for Federico Al-Rafai, a 2:04.258 for Kirill. That's of course due to his little moment on the exit of the third sector of the circuit. Looks like there's a track limits warning for the car number 52. That's the orange number 52 of Suleiman Zanfari driving for Morocco. But up at the front, does seem like Kirill is back on pace. He did a 34.075 in the first sector. That's 1/10 of a second faster than the man in front of him, and he's pushing as hard as he can in sector 2, as you can clearly see on track. Nice line on the exit there, just kissing the curb. And let's see, have a look down further down the grid, because I just saw Suleiman Zanfari do a 33.844 in the first sector. That's 3/10 of a second faster than anybody else on track, but it may be due to the track limits violation that we just got a warning about, although that's a little bit too quick of an action from the circuit to a take. So this may be genuine pace, and he may be pushing his way back up the grid after his instant in the first lap where he spun off at turn 2 trying to make a move on Federico Al-Rafai. Into the sector 2 now, we have a 43.924 from Federico Al-Rafai, and we got a 43.476. That's 5/10 of a second faster by Kirill Kutskov in the second sector. And you can see indeed they are now neck and neck coming down into the final corner. And there's a yellow and red car on track as well. That's Omar Alderain and the 49 of Andrei Petrovic, who are really about to have an overtaking opportunity coming to turn 20, but they don't quite manage to pull it off, and they continue down the main straight. Crossing the line, we have Federico Al-Rafai still in first position, Kutskov Kirill in second position, Omar in third, Andrei Petrovic in fourth, and Faisal Al-Kabani in fifth. Coming down into turn 1 though, will those positions remain the same?
Oh, Faisal really close to Andrei. So here we have Omar that had a very good start, but now he's, I think, suffering a little bit from the degradation of the tires. So he's already in defending, while Andrei is coming up fast, but we also have Faisal that he looks faster than both of them. So Faisal really had a very good exit, but he cannot get the inside. But now also
very
Saker is coming in. It's not funny.
5-car fight now. A 5-car fight coming through the carousel down into the sweeping left-hander, side by side by the light blue of, I believe, Sagar and Suleiman Zanfari. Yes, indeed, it's the number 5 and the number 52 fighting through the turn 6. Are they going to make a move through turn 7? It looks to me like there might be a light blue car in front of the orange car. He may have just edged him out on the exit of turn 7.
Oh, they are side by side still after 3 corners.
Side by side. This is fantastic. Omar Alderaini taking advantage, so he looks very squirrely indeed. He may be having trouble with his tires as they come round into 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16.
So Omar, he had a better starting position in other races, so it's possible, I don't know, but it's possible that he had his better tires for the other races, so it might be a little bit on the end of the tire life, like Andrei did. Oh, come on, Faisal!
Faisal's really all over the back of Andrei Petrovic coming down into turn 19 just before the back straight, and you can hear them screaming down the back straight now. The red and yellow car about to overtake each other coming into turn 20. You can see them close up, and it looks like the red is going to have an opportunity around the outside. Can he make it stick? Not quite close enough this time around, but these 5 cars are battling for position here on track, all of them fighting for third position on the podium. And Omar Alderaini at the moment in that position. He's in position. He's going to defend heavily coming into here into turn 1, as he's got a red car of Andrei Petrovic going up the outside of turn 1 through turn 1A, and now he's got the line through turn 1B. Can he hold him off? It looks like Omar Alderaini has lost 2 places to the Andrei Petrovic and the number 7 car of Faisal Al-Kabani, who is right up in there, but Omar has fought back on the second straight and managed to maintain the position just behind the Serbian driver, while Faisal Al-Kabani locks up, goes wide into the gravel. Can he keep it out of the gravel? Can he keep it going? keep it going, keep it going. No, he can't. He's up onto the service road though, so that's not too bad at all. He may be able to get back onto track and continue racing. In the meantime, Sullivan Zanfari is making a move around the inside of Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani as Sagar Al-Masherzi goes around the outside of the exit at the entrance to turn 6. That's absolutely fantastic racing on track here by these young drivers, all aiming to be on the top spot of the podium as soon as possible. So what does that mean for the race positions? Well, it means that Andrei Petrovic, I believe, is in 3rd position, followed by Sagar Al-Masherzi and Solomon Zanfari, having Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani dropping down several spots. Unfortunately, it did look on the last lap that he was quite squirrely, Luca. Did you have a look at that? What do you think?
Amazing, amazing. That was fantastic battle, but unfortunately Omar broke his wing, so definitely him and Faisal, I think they touched a little bit, so Omar is losing ground, and Faisal, he had a big lockup, potentially he had like a puncture, I will think, so this is definitely gave an opportunity to Suleiman Zanfari, who made a double overtake on the inside, which was really phenomenal.
Really, really phenomenal. It looks like there might be another overtake coming any moment. This is the number 10 car, Federico Al-Rafai, and just behind him, Krill in the number 23, the light blue car. Is he going to have a look up the inside of turn 1? Decides not to, stays in behind the driver in front of him. He's going to hold everything perhaps for turn 3, turn 2 in just a moment as they come out of the corkscrew turn 1B. Here we go. Already Federico is trying to defend, trying to take away the slipstream from Krill, and Krill is not quite close enough, I believe, to make a move. He has a little bit of a look, then tucks in behind the number 10 car as they go through turn 2, up over the crest, down into 3, 4, and 5 before the sweeping left-hander of turn 6. Is there another opportunity for Krill, and when is that opportunity?
Yeah, so Kirill is looking strong, is looking a little bit faster, but Federico is already some Formula 4 experience, so he's skilled, he's able to defend for the moment, but you can see how he's able, Kirill, to, when he loses a little bit of ground, to keep it up and again get close to him in a very, very short time. So it means he has pace, he has grip, he has a good feeling, and probably I think he now believes he can win this race.
I think he does, because he just did a 2:02.996 on that last lap, and that's almost 0.4 of a second faster than the man in front of him. So that's why they're so close on track as they come around. Now, which corner is that, Luca, that they're coming around?
So now they are in turn 18. We have seen that in turn 15, 16, Federico is super strong, but 18, 19, Kirill has been improving a lot through the testing day, and now is the part where he's again catching Federico's back. So there is a bit of a elastic between these two, and when we cross the line it will be only 2 laps to go.
2 laps left for Kazakhstan, 2 laps left for the UAE, who will come out on top of this race. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, to find out exactly the result. Let's have a look quickly at the lap times. We've got a 2:02.503, excuse me, 5:62, and a 2:03.913. Those sector times are as close as they can be. There were 34.391, a 34.338, a 43.911, a 44.10, a 45.180, and a 45.572. So Krill was faster, and he made up all of his time, 0.4 of a second in the last sector, Luca.
Yeah, I mean, this is telling us that in this part of the race he has a little bit of an edge on Federico, but looks like Federico just was able to bounce back, and he made just the perfect off of the lap, and in this case there is also a little bit of a fight in putting each other some pressure, and the little mistake is gonna cost a lot, because we are getting very close to the end of the race. So if Kirill wants to try, he has to push harder and get closer, because Federico looks like he just engaged the final gear.
Yeah, it looks exactly like that. He did a 34.151 in the first sector, then a 43.883 in the second sector. He took 0.2 of a second out of Kirill in the second sector.
Yeah, so he's trying to put his head down and to drive perfectly. This part of the racetrack, Federico has always been really fast. There is a very long multiple apex corner on the right from 12 to 15, and he can make a little bit of gap there. And now Kirill, it looks like he lost a little bit of ground when we head into the final corner right before the last lap of the weekend.
Yeah, it may be that he was just biding his time, trying to keep his tires alive for this final push. What do you think?
Yeah, Federico is a smart guy, so maybe he left a little bit of life to his tires just to make sure he could push for the last couple of laps. And here we are in turn 1, then 1A, 1B, and we go back to the longest straight of the circuit. We'll go up to 6th gear into turn 2, which is a potential overtaking spot, but Kirill Kuskov is not quite close enough.
Not quite close enough, and this is the final lap, so that may have a very, very good feeling for Federico Alrafai as he comes up over the crest of turn 2, down into the carousel, turn 3 and 4. They do slide quite a lot coming out of turn 3. Is that the best line, Luca?
Yeah, so turn 3, 4, because there is a crest, the car goes over the crest, so there is a moment that the car gets lighter when it goes over the crest, and then you have a big compression where you really feel the forces that they compress the car down, and then you have all this fast section flat out. Looks like Kirill Kuskov is thinking about securing an amazing second place anyway after a solid performance.
It looks exactly like that as he comes around now. Turn 12, 13, 14 and 15, perhaps my favorite section of the track. Although we haven't seen much overtaking action on those 4 corners, it is exactly where you want to be to see all the action, because it's the prime spot that I can see right out the window. Coming around the last corner, the second last corner now, we have Federico Alrafai driving the white number 10 car. Federico, pretty strong weekend for him. He had good qualifying, had pretty good results the whole weekend round, and now it looks like he's set to win the last race of the week, although I may have just given him the commentator's curse.
Could be his second win of the day, so a sweet day for him today.
A very sweet day indeed, and he's taken his victory lap already as Kuskov crosses the line just behind him. How does that feel, Luca? How does that feel to put your hand in the air as you come past the check?
Yeah, yesterday Federico had a difficult day, but today with 2 wins, definitely he had a turnaround. Same thing for Kirill Kuskov. Yesterday was not so easy, but today he had a solid day and a second place to finish the weekend. And then another podium for Petrovic Andrei, really consistent and fast rookie. And then Suleiman Zamfari, unfortunately, didn't pay off the first lap, but still a P4 to take home some important points.
Yes, indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching with us. I have to pop down to do the podium, so Luca Filippi is going to keep you in good company while I do that. I hope to see you again very soon next week for all of the action, event 2 of the season, and that's it for me. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
So we will have the podium shortly. Now all the drivers, they are going to go back to the pits with the top 3, which are Federico Alrafai, second win of the day for him, and Kirill Kuskov, solid podium, second position. Andrei Petrovic, again the 3rd podium of the day, so amazing day for him. In 3rd position, Suleiman Zamfari, so he tried hard to try and win the race, but after a great recovery, he finishes in 4th place. And then Sakera Mosherji, it has been phenomenal all weekend. A good first 5th place finish for him today. He probably had a slightly older tire for this final race, so he couldn't quite have the pace he was hoping for, but a good 5th play for him. And then Omar Aldelarian, we could say the similar thing. Then he also had a damaged wing at the end of the race, so Omar has to finish in 6th place after running 3rd for the first half of the race. Then we have in 7th place Abdullah Al-Kubaisi, the brother of Amna and Amda. and 7th place for him. So definitely is improving race by race, and is looking good for his next weekend here in Kuwait, where he will be improving again. P8, position 8 for Laura Villers. Good improvement for Laura. And position 9 for Abdulaziz Abuzenada. So we finally have a top 10 finish for Abdulaziz. And here we see a really happy Federico Arifai with his second win. And yeah, definitely really happy Federico after yesterday that he was penalized for the accident with his teammate and friend Oscar Wurtz, and fortunately that took him both out of contention of yesterday race 1. But today Federico had a positive day, so in terms of points, it has been a bit of a roller coaster for everybody, I would say. So Federico had a bad day yesterday, but had a positive day today. So this is definitely one of our contender of the season, and definitely we wanna hear what Federico has to say. Marcello. So let's hear what Federico Arifai
Here we
has
are
to
with the
say.
winner of this wonderful race, Federico Arifai. One more time on the first step of the podium. Finally, how does it feel?
Yeah, it's really good. We led every lap. Kirill was quite close. He was very fast, but managed to keep him behind. And yeah, it was a good race.
Well, from your words, seemed to be really easy, but actually I could see that Kirill was putting a lot of pressure, especially the second last lap, and then it seemed like just to, I don't know, hands up and let you go for the win.
Yeah, I was trying to conserve the tires a bit because I was getting quite a lot of braining. And yeah, the moment he caught up, then I started to push Max again. And I think he had a few slides, so that's why I pulled away a lot. But yeah, kept it into the end.
So a lot of points for the championship. Good job, Federico. Okay, here we are with Andrei. Andrei Petrovic, another great result for him. The third podium of this week?
Third podium.
Third podium in third position. So, I mean, could you really imagine you could be so in front already from your first race with a single-seater in your life?
You know, I always wanted it to happen, but maybe it was a bit unrealistic to expect it from the first race. Yesterday also the speed wasn't looking that good, so I was hoping for top 5 finishes throughout the day. But you know, 3 races and 3 podiums today, and we show that our speed is really good now. And I think I improved a lot in my driving also. So I hope I can maybe even fight for the championship.
So next week we are back here. What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for at least 1 victory and other podiums.
Okay, really good. Really, really good job. Okay, so thank you very much.
Yeah, so two really happy guys, definitely, and they should be, because Federico Arifai, he got his second win of the day, and Andrei Petrovic, he had his third podium of the day. So really, really solid days for the both of them. We have to say that it has been really challenging race, and luckily with no safety cars, and that sees Federico Arifai on the top step of the podium. Kirill Kutskov, OK karting world champion, in second place, fighting for the win for the entire race. Andrei Petrovic, also world champion in karting for the Rotax category. In P3, Suleiman Zanfari coming up through the field in P4 after a first lap spin. Then in P5, Saker Almosherji, amazing talent from Kuwait, and Omar Alderayan, also a great talent from Saudi Arabia. Position 7 for Abdullah Al-Kubaisi, the brother of the Al-Kubaisi sisters. And position 8 for Laura Villers, improving race by race. Abdulaziz Abu Zanada in position 9, so good top 10 finish for Abdulaziz. And Amda Al-Kubaisi, after having a really strong start of the weekend, winning race 3, finishes in the top 10 with the unlucky race. Then Juancho Probio in the Filipino driver in 11th, but able to finish the race. Faisal unfortunately suffered a puncture, so didn't finish the race, like Amna Kubezi also didn't finish, and Oscar Wurz that unfortunately had a really unlucky weekend. After looking really strong in the trophy event in Bahrain, Oscar has been displaying his talent, his speed, but today was not so lucky, I have to say. It was not his day. It was looking good to start the race with, because he had a really fresh tire, probably the best tires over the field, so he was really pushing hard. And let's see what it has happened during this race, that where unfortunately for him Oscar wasn't taking part of. And definitely, as usual, the beginning of the race, the start, is a crucial part. I have to say that everybody behaved nicely. Here we have the top two pushing really hard the braking point, with Zamfari losing control on the escape road with less grip. Everybody made an amazing job, amazing effort to avoid him. Here we have a really unlucky and unhappy Oscar Wurz. Will have better luck next weekend. Wing change for Amna Al-Kubaisi. Not the best day for her. And here we have seen when Kirill Kuskov, while charging the lead of Federico Rifai, he lost the rear of this car while trying to win the race. Then amazing fight for the third place. Here we have Faisal Al-Kabani, when unfortunately he had a problem, a potential puncture, and we see an amazing overtake from Suleiman Zamfari, overtaking both Omar and Saker in one corner. And finally, the winner of today, Federico Al-Rifai for UAE. Second win of the day. So this is the Kuwait Motor City racetrack. Fantastic racetrack, and is a place where it provides amazing races that we have seen. We have seen amazing starts, we have seen amazing battles, so we're really grateful, happy to be here in Kuwait in this fantastic circuit. Here you have the start of the race, where we had a really good jump from Federico Rifai, who maintains the lead. Behind him, Zamfari, and then Kirill Kutkov in third position. Very clean start in turn 1, 1A, 1B, with the Kuel Kubaisi sisters trying to get through the field. But then this is one of the key moments of the race, when Zamfari on the outside really tries and carry a lot of speed. He tries to get the lead, but then loses the car on the runoff area. And then everybody did an amazing job to avoid him. And after that, the top two, they had a different pace than everybody, so they made a very big gap to the rest of the group. And the group for P3, there was a fierce battle, that at the end the podium was for Petrovic Andrei. Here we see from the drone the perspective from the chicane, that we call it turn 1, 1A, 1B, and the exit leads into this very long straight where the cars, they go up to 6 gears, and it's very long straight. They arrive at the top speed, and then there is a heavy braking zone into a 3rd gear corner that goes up the hill. And here we see from far away Suleiman Zamfari losing the control of the car into the runoff area. He managed to keep the foot on the clutch, but also everybody did an amazing job in not colliding with his car while coming across the track. And here we see the field into the first lap with Federico leading Kirill Kutskov, and those two guys, they were in a league of their own for this race, with Federico able to keep his head down and just keeping probably a little bit of rubber left just for the last couple of laps, while Kirill tried his maximum effort in order to stay behind him, and he was definitely trying to get his first win of the season. He didn't quite made it, but he was very competitive all weekend, especially in this final race. I have to say that all these drivers, they have shown an amazing talent and an amazing spirit of interest in learning one day from the other, learning from their mistakes, learning from their opportunities. And we are here in the Middle East for this Formula 4 Saudi Arabia Championship, certified by FIA, and we provide them the best package we think exists in Formula 4, which is the brand new cars, brand new Tatus Autotecnica Pirelli cars, all identical, with a setup that event by event we determine in base of our knowledge and testing and data, and we provide the drivers the car that we believe is the ideal compromise in between consistency, speed, and drivability. Then we give them a little bit of adjustability to the drivers and engineer that they can play with, just in order to make sure that they have the right balance that they want, so they can suit their driving style. And so we also teach them how to refer to the engineer, how to explain the behavior of the car through the session, so they grow up in a professional environment with professional people with motorsport experience that can help them develop their skills, their abilities, since the very beginning of their Formula career, their motorsport career. So even those that are coming from professional karting, still they have a slightly different approach, just because the technical regulation requirements and the way that all the format of the series work in motorsport, in racing cars, it is slightly different than karting. So we try and help the transition from being a young potentially competitive driver to a potential future champion. So we don't know what is next for these guys, but we know that we hope the best for them, and we will do our best to try and teach them to be prepared for what's next. In terms of junior categories, Formula 4 is generally the first step after karting. So the cars, they have a very good mechanical grip, obviously slick tires, and then wings that provide downforce, but not too sophisticated, so that when you feel the downforce, you start to also understand the physical and the mechanical grip. So the combination of these cars alongside a differential that is always fully open. It gives the driver a lot of feeling and develops the ability to use the throttle application in the best way possible. And we also make sure that the configuration of the setups of the cars are multiple, but not so many that the cars can be too different in the regular championship one to the other when they have different setups. In our case, we don't even have this problem because they are identical also from the setup point of view, apart from the fact that all of them were bought at the same time, brand new, and just shaken down a couple of months ago in Bahrain. After Formula 4, then the FIA has designed a format for the drivers to develop their skills, their career, and through the FIA formulas. So the Formula 4 is definitely the first step. There are different championships all around the world. We are really proud to start the Formula 4 Saudi Arabia certified by FIA because it's a new championship, but with some unique regulation, unique ideas that we believe are successful, like the ability to increase the lap time during a race when we have a safety car intervention. Why is that? Because what we want to see this driver learning, we want to see these drivers racing and fighting, so we don't want to see these drivers just sitting behind the safety car for many laps when there is the need for that. So we understand that when there is a need, we have to send the safety car out, but if we have the ability to increase the distance of the race, we do. So they implement this regulation which allows the race director to give up to 3 laps per race when there is a safety car out. So we make sure that all the cars, they have identical fuel level to start with, so they all have the fuel all ready to do these 3 extra laps. In this case we didn't need to, because this race, this final 4th race was a clean race, but we might have, and we did have other races where we had different situation and we had to use the safety car, and those 3 laps were really useful, so we also had the opportunity to have a good racing. So this is the end of the first round of the Formula 4 Saudi Arabia Championship certified by FIA. We have been in Kuwait. We will be back next weekend, so Friday and Saturday. And so I'm sure that you will be again with us. Thank you, everybody. Thanks the whole organization. Thanks the Thompson family and everybody who have been involved in the championship. Also the drivers, of course, and the production of this live feed. So thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next weekend.